Hello everyone, Daniel here from the Next Issue Podcast. On today's video, I'll be doing a review for Disney Villains Cruella De Vil #1 from Dynamite Comics. I am very excited to get into this book. I've been really enjoying the Disney Villains series over at Dynamite. But let's take a look at the creative team before we get into this book. This book is written and also with a main cover by SWEENEY BOO, Mariana Puglia on art, Ellie Wright on colors, and Jeff Eckleberry on letters. Really, really exciting stuff. So, what is this book about? Of course, this book will follow Cruella De Vil after some of the events that we are already more familiar with, and that's what these books have been doing. We've seen Scar, that's kind of shown as a little bit of his motivations and kind of his plan, how he put it in motion. We've seen Hades, that kind of has a separate adventure from what we've seen in the film. We've also seen Maleficent, who tells us of a bit of a story of a run-in that she had in the past. So I think Disney villains are such fantastic characters that I'm glad that we're getting to see some more of these side stories. So, in this specific one, the beloved Disney villain in her own fabulous series, even though there's absolutely no hard evidence that noted couture Cruella De Vil was ever involved in the theft of any Dalmatian puppies, her name has been ruined forever in all of the tabloids, and now her reputation in the fashion world is hanging by a thread, which is why she's willing to do anything to restore her good name, even stealing the royal family's priceless jewels. How will that restore her reputation, you ask? You'll just have to pick up this brand new entry in Dynamite's Disney Villains Adventures to find out, with a story by the astonishingly talented SWEENEY BOO and interior art by continentally sophisticated Mariana Puglia. Disney Villains Cruella De Vil also features covers from the intensely fashionable Joshua Middleton. We'll see some more covers at the end of the video. Stay tuned for that. Yeah, very interesting premise. Not exactly where I thought this was going to go. It's also been a little while since I've seen 101 Dalmatians, so I don't exactly remember. I remember kind of where we left things off, but it is interesting to see where the story's going to pick up, and also uh, the the idea of how Cruella feels like she is going to get her reputation back is very interesting. I think my favorite thing about this issue, though, and we'll talk about the art in a minute, which is also amazing, but it's the fact that a lot of the story happens through the point of view of different dogs. And although I don't have a dog myself, I love dogs. I think dogs in comics are amazing. Really, any kind of animal, but dogs in particular in this story just really, really make it feel special. Um, Cruella has this just. Just the way that she portrays herself in this story, right? It's very much of a two-faced thing, and you can even kind of tell by the color of her hair, where she acts one way in front of the people, and obviously does a lot of more devious things behind the scenes. So it's a really fun to explore all those things. So let me pull up some of the preview art because, as I mentioned, Puglia's art is just so much fun. I love following this. Look at this puppy, following him around. And as we get to see how all the dogs in the town are really aware now that Cruella is not a good person. Word's gotten out, and all these dogs are going to work together to make sure that all these little things that she's doing, that to kind of fix her image, whether it's donating money or, these photo ops, all of these things that are not going to, she's not going to get away with it. She's not just going to sweep everything under the rug. I love this long, long page of like the action of like these panels, how they're interspersed with the different point of view on the other side, and you get to see the real Cruella here, right? As she yells at the dogs to scram, and it's just that portrayal that I think Sweeney Boo really captures the voice of what I remember Cruella to be like. And like I said, this has been interesting because there's been a few interpretations of Cruella, whether it's the animated series or the Glenn Close live action movie, or even the prequel live action movie that we got with Emma Stone. Um, so it's a really fun character to play around with. I think planning this kind of like heist for the jewels will be interesting to follow up, especially if we get to see more of the dogs from around the neighborhood or the world, or the world of the book, kind of come into play. So I don't know. I'm waiting to see what happens next. I do feel like this one, um, Cruella is not one of the characters that I enjoyed the most. Like Disney really had been hitting on them. Like I really love Hades. I love Scar. I love Maleficent. Cruella de Vil would be, I would say, maybe on the lower tier for me as far as Disney villains that I enjoy. So it'll be interesting to follow this. This is probably something I'll revisit in the video, maybe once it's completed, so I can tell you guys how the whole thing kind of played out. But if you're a Disney fan, I recommend this, even if it's just to pick up some beautiful covers because they're doing some amazing work. But yeah, I think this will be a fun romp, just to kind of, especially if you love dogs. I think you're really going to enjoy this issue. So if you have read this, let me know what you thought about it down in the comments. As always, thank you for watching, everyone. Remember to share, like, subscribe, hit the bell so you know when we go live. That is most Saturdays, 10 a.m. Central Standard Time. Stay tuned. We have more comic reviews, trailer reactions, TV recaps, all that fun stuff here on the channel. Thanks for watching, everyone. Bye-bye.